Hey, hello, Jerem Dasher here from Dental Intelligence. Super excited to be with you once again. And we thank each and every one of you for taking time to check out these videos that are being produced. I mean, we've had some incredible speakers, incredible experts, people who are super passionate about dentistry, about the patient experience, and of course, about the best business practices that are out there. And today, once again, I have a dear, dear friend of mine and of Dental Intelligence's and colleague, Kiera Dent from the Dental A team. And this is one of my favorite presentations and concepts that she teaches. I think that this is absolutely crucial in every practice. And it's one of those things that it is the elephant, right, that we've got to take down. And to do it one bite at a time, we're eventually going to get there. But a lot of people just don't know where their fork is and where their knife is and where to start. And she is going to lay it out in a most simple Dr. Seuss way that I've ever seen. And that is with an operations manual for your practice. Kiera, I'm going to turn it over to you. Take it away, knock it out of the park.
Thanks, Jerem. I'm so excited to be back, guys. I love Jerem. I love Dental Intelligence. I appreciate you guys. I'm excited. And how can we be this excited about Ops Manual? Oh, the Ops Manual. You probably said it and you're like, yeah, I totally know I want to do that. But So don't worry, guys. I am so passionate about this because when I was in a practice, this was the bane of my existence. I could not figure out how to do it. So guess what? We made it. Let's do it. Let's dive right in. So Jerem, thank you as always. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Let's talk some dentistry, guys. So time to GSD. That's going to stand for Get Stuff Done. All right. Keep it G over here. So building your ops manual. Let's dive into it. So I am Kiera Dent. I do have the last name of Dent. That is a true story about me. It took 3 fiancés for me to get that last name. That's also a true story, and it's not a joke. So I just say I needed better SEO, so I had to get better and better each time. Sorry to the other two. I'll just take this last guy. But I have been a dental assistant, a treatment coordinator, a biller, a scheduler, office manager, regional manager. I own some practices. I taught at Midwestern University's College of Dental Medicine for 3 years in Arizona. Super fun. I learned a ton. That was a great experience. And now we have a consulting company where we actually coach and physically go to the practices or coach virtually. That was something I wanted and I wished. And so I didn't even know what a consulting company was. Full transparency when I made the business. I never worked with a consultant. So we literally made up what we wish we would have had as office managers, as doctors, as practice owners. And now we get to coach and bring all that knowledge to you guys. So that's actually what inspired the Ops Manual. We also have the Dental A Team podcast. So we've broken down a lot of these things on the podcast. We try to have it in small, bite-sized pieces for you guys to really make sure that you and your practice are thriving and inspiring your team to be their best selves. So what is the purpose of an ops manual, guys? Let's get clear on what the purpose of our operations manual is, because so many times we just want to achieve a goal because we think that's what we're supposed to do. However, having purpose is going to create the direction to actually accomplish it. So what I say the purpose of an ops manual is clarity. It really gives your team clarity of what your practice does. You guys, I've been a dental assistant for years. I know how to be a rock star assistant, but the way Dr. Jerem does it, the way Dr. Brad does it, the way Dr. Sarah does it is different. So it just gives me clarity of how to be your rock star and make your life easier. It also manages expectations. I can't tell you how many times I care about the font of our emails and the way our emails go out. But it's just an email, Kiera. Well, guess what? Those are expectations I have. And when you don't meet them, that's where frustration and friction occurs. So it helps manage it. It's a recipe book so you get the same results every single time. I can make amazing chocolate chip cookies because I have a great recipe. And so I get the same results every time unless I skip a step. Well, let's do that same thing for your practice. It's actually easier than you think. And it's a way for your team to actually win the day. And I like to say that because as a team member, I want to win. I want to make my doctor's life easier. I want to make my team's life easier. I had a doctor, Gina Dorfman. She owns Yappy. And her and I did a podcast one time. And she said, Kiera, you literally struck my heart and soul when you told me that as a team member, your number one objective was to make my doctor's life easy. Like I wanted to do that. And she's like, I never realized that that's what team members really wanted to do. And I'm like, yeah, I want to be like 7 steps ahead of you. I want to be your right hand. So help me win the day. And that's what an operations manual is for. So now I've broken this down, you guys. This took me years to create. I literally pulled from like all of our knowledge to get this put together for you because I couldn't even figure out where do I start? Like, okay, start with my vision. How does that get me anywhere? Okay, start with the how-tos. But then I'm making a million how-tos. So this is how we do it. Here's the parts. Job descriptions for each position. Like get clear of what that job is. Next, an accountability agreement for each person. So that way they know, hey, this is what I'm committed to. Clear expectations, minimize frustration. A daily workflow protocol. Like what does my job actually entail? An end of day checklist. So that way, check the boxes. I'm done for the day. Most important things are done. The how-to protocols for every single procedure and task in the practice. That's like the main shebang that's hard. Don't worry, we'll make it really easy. And then a 30, 60, 90-day training plan for onboarding new team members. It's like, that's what I call an ops manual. Yes, there's an employee handbook. Talk to Cedar. That's not my realm. Like, I'm not doing your like PTO time off, like talk to them. This is the operations in your practice. So let's make that. So here you go. Yes. What's the fast track to getting this done? These are the 3 things that I'm going to have you guys do, and we'll show you how it will make it so simple if you follow this process. So we're going to start with the daily workflow protocol creation, then a 30, 60, 90-day training plan, and then the how-tos. And there's reasons why I put it in this exact order. So don't like start with the how-tos because you're going to make your life way harder than it needs to be. So the daily workflow protocol. All right, now I'm going to actually like move this over because the reality is we have actually made you guys this. You guys see there's a coupon, Dental Intel. So you guys can pop on over to our website, click on Virtual Academy. And on the Virtual Academy, down here, don't worry guys, there is this glorious, glorious 650-page operations manual. You guys can get your operations. Yes, we have a great chat. They're actually real great and we answer it. Like I read those chats. So if you need help, do it. Put in your coupon code right here. It's Intel20. Apply. You guys are going to get your discount. Okay. So be sure to snag it. I'm going to show you what I mean by this. So this is where your ops manual comes from. It comes from the Digify. It's all digital, comes in Adobe or Word form. Okay. So here are all of the manual documents. So what I talked about, we're going to pop over here, the daily workflow protocols. What I mean by that. So let's go to, we're going to pick front office and we're going to do our billing coordinator. Okay. So literally, I'm showing you what this manual is. Like you guys can just get this. We made your life insanely easy on purpose because guess what? Like just do it for you. If there's an easy way to create this for you, why not give you the easy path? Like I'm all about simplicity. That's why I became a dental assistant, not a nurse. Learn the mouth instead of the whole body. Like efficiency is my jam here. Life's too short for inefficiencies. Like there's no time for that. So here's this workflow. So over here, the daily workflow protocol is going to build a scaffolding for everything else. So like you need this backbone. And what you're going to do is you're going to create the position of what they do in the morning, afternoon, end of day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year. So like that's what it is. And then before I like get too ahead of myself, you're going to build this for the positions. These are the ones I've listed off. We do it for office manager, treatment coordinator, biller, schedule, dental assistant, hygienist, and associate doctor. So you have 7. So what's really cool about this process is you literally make it for each of these positions and every one of them does the same thing. So we're building the same things together as a team. That way everyone's on the same page. Okay. So here we go. This is the dental assistant one. I'll show you the billing. So billing coordinator, like I said, we have this for all those positions. Associate doctor's almost done along with marketing coordinator. Like that will be added in hopefully in like the next couple of months. So just so you know, and if you buy it today, fantastic. You will still get those associate doctor and marketing as soon as those are inputted as well. All the updates you will forever get. You're welcome. They're yours. So with that, here's the billing protocol. This is that scaffolding. Like think about it. Like this is the backbone skeleton. So have every position literally write down, what do you do when you arrive in the morning? What do I do every day throughout the day? What do I do at the end of the day? Then what do I do every single week? What do I do every month? Excuse me. And what do I do every year? You need this scaffolding. You can do time journaling with your practice to make sure it's all correct. You literally need them to tell you what they do daily, morning, midday, end of day, every week, every month, every year. Don't jump ahead. Do this first. So have all your team. And what's great is I tell them like, because sometimes people get really like in the details and in the weeds, and they want to be really impressive for you. And so I say like, oh, just pretend we were hiring someone and you got to train them. What would you have them do every morning, in the middle of the day, end of the day? Because sometimes it's easier to make someone else's job for them versus me trying to feel like I need to prove something. So if that's easier for your team to get on board with, fantastic. That's another way that they can look at this. So that's what you're going to do. I'm going to pop back over here so you guys can see. I'm going to be bouncing a little bit for you. So you guys can see this is broken down. Like I said, we have all this. Dental assistant protocol, morning, patient arrival, post-appointment, end of day, every week, every month. So get really specific because it's going to help you later on. So they arrive 30 minutes prior to the first patient, room setup, all trays are set up for the remainder of the day. Like get specific of what you have them do. Because then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that, so every team member writes that up, okay? So put by Friday, you're gonna have every person write their daily, weekly, monthly, and annual. That's all of them. So in the day, morning, middle of the day, end of the day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year. Just get that written, be specific, type it up, handwrite it, I don't care. Then what we're going to do is we're going to build our 30, 60, 90-day scorecard. Yes, we already have these built. This is how you can do it on your own. You're going to highlight that job workflow. Green, we made this a stoplight, so it's really easy. Green is your first 30 days. Yellow is your 60 days. Red's your 90 days, okay? So these are the tasks that need to be completed in 30 days, 60 days, and 90 days. This is going to create a scorecard and ensure the new hire or existing hire fills this in, and you schedule the check-in meetings the day that they're hired. So what's really cool about this, and I purposely do this because you might be sitting there thinking, but Kiera, hang on. So I'm building this like daily workflow, and then I'm going to build a 30, 60, 90, but like, how do they actually do it? Well, guess what? This actually shows you what how-tos to build first. So as you bring on these new hires, you actually have the first 30 days built first instead of just having a list of how-tos that you're going to create. So what I mean by this is you're going to take this, we're going to go back to it, this daily workflow, right? And we're going to look through, okay, in the first 30 days, do they need to arrive here 30 minutes prior to the first patient? Absolutely yes, mark that green. Room set up according to standardized protocol. Well, we'd love that in 30 days, but maybe that's a 60-day, so let's highlight that yellow. All trays set up for the remainder of the day. Let's do that yellow. They don't have to know that within their first 30 days. Then morning huddle, 15 minutes. Yep, that's a green. They've got to know how to do morning huddle because that's immediate. So you literally go through and it's either going to be a green, yellow, or red, and that's going to create your 30, 60, 90 for you. So here we go. We like made all these green. And then you get to build this 30, 60, 90-day scorecard. So we literally take all these things over, dump them into a scorecard, and then that new hire in the first 30 days needs to be sure that they can take a full mouth series. They have to be able to take a CT pan. They have to take a Ceph. They have to take full set of photographs, taking iTero. You literally pull all these things into a 30, 60, 90-day scorecard so your new hire knows what they should work on and your team can actually follow. So with that, here is more of the 30, 60, 90-day scorecard. You can see it's broken down. And what I love, I didn't do a good job explaining this part for you because what's really awesome about here, notice that there's a coaching date, a coach, and a rating on performance. We have literally changed these scorecards. Probably this is like their 10th edition because what we found is at first it was just circle, do they know these tasks? Check them off. Then we realized, hey, if they actually have to show a coach in the practice, which doesn't have to be the office manager, but they actually show, like, I'm going to show Jerem if he's my trainer. I can find a trainer in the practice, like, hey, Jerem, I'm going to show you that I know how to take a full mouth series. Well, cool. Today's 10:29 or 10:30, whatever it is. Jerem's going to be my coach, and he's going to give me a rating on my performance on a scale of 1 to 5. I also am going to fill one out and rate myself. I think I gave myself a 4. We want me to get up to a 5 because at the end of my 30 days, I'm actually going to have a meeting with my office manager or my lead assistant or whichever position. And we're actually going to review this scorecard to make sure I'm a good fit for the company and that I'm actually being trained and I'm not falling off. I can't tell you how many times I had a 90-day person come in to my office and I was like, oh, snap. We're at 90 days. Like, do you know how to do your job? I have no idea. Like, I guess you get a raise. I guess you stay. I have no clue, right? You've done it too. You know you've done it. Don't even lie to me. Everyone's done it out there. So this actually like weeds out good and bad employees much faster, and it gives them a clear-cut path to success. So first and foremost, I'm going to go back over to this one. You're going to build your 30, 60, 90-day score, or excuse me, you're going to build your scaffolding. Remember, every person, this is our daily, our weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual. Build that first. Then we go through, we highlight green for 30 days, yellow for 60 days, red for 90 days, and we dump it into the scorecard. Again, all of this is in the ops manual. You can totally have it. It's all yours. Okay, that's what we do. Now we get into what I call the blessed how-tos. This is what you came for. This is the meat. This is the shebang. This is what you want. These are the specific instructions. They're the step-by-steps. I call it Amelia Bedelia because think back to when you were a child. You read those Amelia Bedelia books? Like, those are my favorite. I remember Christmas time. Like, I loved Amelia Bedelia Christmas. And I remember, like, one of my favorite parts was when she made a date cake and she, like, cut up the calendar and put dates in a cake mix. And I, like, laughed thinking it's hilarious. They said, like, draw the blinds, and she drew a picture of the blinds. So what's crazy is often I can say draw the blinds, and I assume Jerem knows what I mean. But Jerem might be Amelia Bedelia and write the blinds or draw blinds instead of opening the shutters. So we've also found that pictures are worth 1,000 words. So for the back office, what we found is tray setup pictures, like laminate those and keep those in your room. Makes it much easier. So instead of like reading through it, you can have a picture so you get the same consistent setup over and over and over again, and laminate them so they're clean. Put them on a ring and hang them in your operatories so your team actually uses them. What I mean by round robin is once the how-tos are made, you're then going to round robin these how-tos. So if I'm the front office biller and Jerem is my assistant, well, guess what? We're going to swap our protocols. Jerem's going to try and see if he can submit a claim, and I'm going to see if I can set up a room for a root canal without him talking to me. And we're going to see, do we get cookies that are good, or do we get cookies that maybe we forgot the flour, the salt, the chocolate chips? What was forgotten? So this is how the how-tos are in the ops manual. So when I was showing you over here, we have literally all of these how-tos for you guys set up for, and we separate them for front office and back office. There's the 30, 60, 90-day scorecards, and then we have all your how-tos for you. So here's all of our front office how-tos. So what we did is this part, you're on your own. And that's okay because it's really easy because every practice is a little bit different. But what we found is if you have a table of contents, and this table of contents literally comes from what you just built with your scaffolding. Think about that. You just said daily, weekly, monthly. So we literally pulled those out for you and put them into a table of contents for you in alphabetical order. But what you're going to do is you're not just going to go through and do all these in alphabetical order. That's ridiculous. You're going to start with, go back to your 30, 60, 90 here. What tasks have to be accomplished in 30 days? Write those protocols first. What we also found is everybody does it a little bit different. So we've created templates and patterns so every person writes it the same way versus Jerem doing his own way, I do my own way of what we think is best. This way your operations manual is consistent and effective for every person. So notice asking for reviews. We have the purpose, the steps, and the verbiage, okay? Bad debt write-off. We have the purpose, the steps, what do we do? And then right here, we're suggesting you show a picture of these because honestly, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So if I pop back over here for you, let me actually show you guys on this. So you're going to actually go through your 30, 60, 90-day scorecard, pull out the 30 days, and we're going to start writing those how-tos. And now you divide and conquer. So have your whole clinical team work together and your front office team work together. So that way you guys are building how-tos specifically, and then cross these things off. But what a lot of offices do is they actually just print these templates out and the team fills it in. They can handwrite it, but this way everyone does it the exact same way for every single how-to. Here's an example of a how-to. So this would be for claim submission. Notice we have the purpose and we have the steps. We have a screenshot right here of what they need to do. And notice it's very specific like Amelia Bedelia. Open dentrix. Yes, that might seem intuitive, but guess what? One of our consultants, Tiffany, her son is so literal. She said one day he was like trying to explain a story to her. She's like, well, just spit it out. He literally spit his gum on the ground. And she was like, no, like, I mean, like, just tell me. But that's the reality. We have to realize the way each person interprets it's different. So we're trying to make this a universal, standardized thing. And often pictures create universal. So open dentrix, click to the previous dates. Like literally, Jerem should be able to, with no dental experience, walk in here, open dentrix, check through the previous day's procedures, confirm what's posted. This is the screenshots that we have on here. So while you're in the patient's ledger, once it's been confirmed, open the dental claim to be sent. So literally every single part of this is here with it mapped out. It might be, this is a 3-page protocol. That's okay. Jerem literally could go through step by step by step and see what results he got at the end of it. So that's how you're going to create those how-tos. So last but not least, I say divide and conquer. Use the team, collaborate, and have deadlines and expectations. So as a quick recap, we said there were all those parts of, I'm going to walk you guys back. Don't mind this part. I'm going to walk you back to this. What are the parts of the ops manual? Okay, I gave you the fast track of those 3 parts, the daily workflow protocol. So every position, every day, every week, every month, every quarter, every year. I'm gonna like pound that into your brains, okay? Get that done first, then take that and we highlight with yellow, or excuse me, green, yellow, or red, 30, 60, 90, build the scorecard. And then after that, we take our 30 days, we're gonna actually build the how-tos for it. So that way it's in a step-by-step. However, there are a few other pieces for it, like the job description, the accountability agreement, the end of day checklist. Those things, if you're already there, well, guess what? That is a fantastic time for you to actually pop in here, because this is what it should look like. So when we hire a new biller, this is what we're ultimately aiming for. And I make these into small little booklets. So it's for each person when they come in, they get their own. So this billing coordinator has right here a job description, their protocol, their end of day checklist, their assessment form, and their accountability agreement. So every single one of those positions, we've already done this. You guys build this out, but don't start here, do the fast track. So they'll all have a job description. They'll all have this daily workflow protocol, the scaffolding. And then after that, they get to have their end of day checklist. So the quick snapshot of what the most important items are. Then we also have an assessment form that they'll fill in every month after they're through their training of the 30, 60, 90 days. And then last but not least, we have down here their accountability agreement. Okay, so there's that simple part. And then you can also then take the how-tos and add it to it. So that way they have it. People ask me often, but Kiera, what do we need to do for, what do we need to do for videos, or do we do written content? And I always say, actually do both. Start with written, because think about your front office. They're on the phone, they have patients. They can't click and watch a video of how to do this while they're trying to figure out, how do I submit this claim, or how do I schedule an appointment? So that's why I like written. Even in the back office, have those pictures laminated in every single operatory. So this way they can, honest to goodness, like just pull it out, it's laminated, they can wipe it clean, set it up every single day the exact same way. Offices get intimidated by ops manuals, but guess what? Like the reality is you don't have to be intimidated. Like there's the fast track. So start with your scaffolding, that workflow, build out your 30, 60, 90-day scorecard. So that way you can hire. I know hiring is a big deal right now. And then you start to build your how-tos based on that 30, 60, 90. Bundle that together. You have a beautiful little like step-by-step for every employee that comes on. And then you want to make sure you don't forget the last step, and that's updating it quarterly or at least every year. So just put that on the schedule. So you'll round robin it. So we pull all these out, everyone swaps, and we pick like 3 or 4 protocols that we're going to go try and figure out to see if we can do it working in a department that you're not used to working in. That's a great way to cross train, great way to keep your operations manual updated, and a way for you not to forget about that. So that's ops manual, guys, like GSD. What questions, things that you have that you want to bring up, any of them you can ask away. I'd be more than happy to help anything I can.
And drop the mic.
You're so nice, Jerem.
Holy
Thank you.
smokes. So good. So I had so many analogies and examples like running through my head as you were going, and I'm going to attempt to recap what Kiera just went through in Dr. Seuss, this guy right here, in my mindset. What I find extremely fascinating and love, especially in this presentation and the time that she has spent putting together this ops manual, is through my professional career, I have found that when I'm sitting with an employee, there's an awkward moment that happens when the expectations of that job responsibility was never given properly, right? So they were hired 2 years before. Maybe they've never had an annual review because their manager never did it. And now they're to the point where maybe unfortunately they're having to be let go, or they're frustrated so their performance has dropped, or I'm frustrated and so it feels like I'm micromanaging the employee. And when it all comes down to it, it really is, well, I never knew what I was supposed to be doing. Like, how can you hold me accountable if I never knew what I was supposed to be doing? And so the analogy that I'm seeing here is, we all take the effort, and we all have these moments in our lives where it's like, all right, I want to be healthy. I want to live a better life. I want to feel better. I want more energy. I want more mind clarity. And so we get a gym membership, we join, whatever it is. And we get on the treadmill. Awesome. You took action. Good job. And you start on the treadmill day 1, day 2, day 3. And now you're going through the motions. Now you're thinking, okay, I've been going to the gym for a year. I lost some weight month 1, and I keep going every day. And now a year later, I'm not losing any more weight. What this ops manual is taking you off a treadmill and putting you on ground and telling you to go run. And now you're going to be running outside and on ground, progressing, meaning that there's a lot of practices that have just been going through the motions. Well, we're going to have a better year. This year's going to be our year. This year we're going to get organized. This year we're going to make an impact. This year we're going to make a difference. This year we're going to, whatever it is, but they don't get off the treadmill. And what I love about this ops manual is it is getting you off the treadmill and putting you in a position to succeed. I truly believe that success is manufactured. It is engineered. If you think it's anything else, then go to Vegas and play the slots, right? Because you might get lucky, and there's people that get lucky, but when you take the time to engineer your success, engineer the success of your responsibility in the practice, it's amazing what happens, and it happens fast. So there's my 2 cents on what I absolutely loved with the ops manual. And Kiera, thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about how, I know you showed us where to go to get the ops manual. Tell us one more time about the discount that you're giving and where people need to go if they want to get that ops manual.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jerem. And I love that analogy you just said, because I was thinking like the treadmill, you're doing the work, but you're not making the progress. And so many offices are like, oh, well, we have that, or it's up on a shelf, or, we really haven't looked at that, or, oh, I know we just need to get started. And so many people this year have reached out, gotten the ops manuals, and people have told me like, Kiera, that ops manual is worth its weight in gold, because it showed us how to do it and where we needed to start. And like, also because we pre-built all those, as much of it that we could pre-build for you. They're like, I didn't even know my biller was supposed to do those items. Like, that was so insightful for me to learn. And then also it creates the freedom for you. So instead of being shackled to team members because you're like, oh, if they quit, I have no idea how they do any of this. You actually have all the step-by-steps. I've had so many doctors say like, Kiera, I actually was able to go grab our billing ops manual and figure out how to submit our own claims because we had it created. And so it just creates a freedom and a security and a sense of ease in the practice and just clearing up the expectations. And so I love this. And in the dental A team, we have ours all on Google Drive. So that's where ours hangs out. And so you guys, that's why we have it in Adobe, or we have it in Google Drive, in Word documents. So however you want to do it, make it really simple for your team. So that's why we have this. You guys, we love Dental Intel so much. So use the coupon code Intel20. It will work on the ops manual. You'll get 20% off. And if you purchase it, I know you guys might be recapping this. So we said, if you purchase it today, you're going to get 30 days of our 161 training videos for free. So it's great for onboarding because we actually link those videos into your scorecard for you. So they can like actually watch the video and role play it back instead of just binge watching it for onboarding. You guys, any of those that we see come through, even if it's not today, we'll make sure that we get you guys those videos as well. So that's how we wanted to just give back. We love Dental Intel. And at the end of the day, guys, get that ops manual done. It feels like such a weight lifted. I've had offices complete it in 30 days. Some offices complete it in 90 days. We've helped offices get it done in 30 days. We've literally like coached them through a 30-day like power ops manual. So if you need help, let us know. But at the end of the day, just create that clarity and experience for you guys. Pop on over to thedentalateam.com. Yeah, we're super cool like Facebook and the Home Depot. So we're the Dental A Team. Don't just try Dental A Team because that's someone else, not us. And then always email us hello@thedentalateam.com. More than happy to help on anything, even outside of ops manuals, that we can help you guys with.
Cool. Awesome. Well, once again, thanks, Kiera, and thanks, Dental A Team, for joining us. We appreciate you once again for the value that you provide and the passion that you share. And guys, there you have it. Take advantage of the offering. Hopefully you did find some value. I'm going to leave you with this. What are you going to do different today that will make you better tomorrow? And I truly believe that if we can intentionally look at those things, that we will live our best life, and we'll be happy. And in that whole process, we get to change patients' lives. We get to increase that patient experience. So have a good one. Thank you so much for viewing it and joining us. And until then, we'll see you soon.
See ya. Thanks, guys.